Good morning, everyone. KJ here, getting up to a cup of Ray coffee, y'all. That's just any kind of good coffee that I can put in my coffee maker and make it a little strong and try to wake up and realize that, as every day goes by, that coffee, if I had enough coffee, I could rule the world. Good morning, everyone. Good morning, Donna Donald and others that might come on here. I've got Miss Kitty sitting up in the window right now. I'm going to have to let her through the front door. Hold on just a second. Come on. Yes, and in the morning times, I am the valet of my cats. They are trained to come in and out, and I'm always there to do whatever I'm doing, to open up the door, close the door, give them this, give them that. Hello, I live for now, Maria P. Yes, it is, Donna Donald. My world is peaceful this morning. The weekend was really nice. I don't know. I mean, some of y'all I know where you're from and some I don't. This Wednesday, we're going to start having frost. So I got to start bringing in my plants that I've got out on the deck and the side deck and all of that. Fall is definitely here. Hello, Madonna. Hello, Tanya C. Hope Gray, Susan Honecker. Hello, y'all. How are you? So what's the weather like? We've had some terrible hurricanes here in the last month and all that. But here in the last 2 weeks, it's been like, I don't know, late 70s in the day, possibly up to 80 degrees. And then at night, it's around 50, 55 degrees at night. Fall is definitely upon us, and the leaves have not really, they're starting to change, and some have fallen to the ground, but for the most part, they're still on the trees. Maria P. says, I'm really excited for Halloween, expecting over 200 kids. Well, you better get the Kit Kats and the Reese's ready. You better get the caramel apples and all the little goodies for the kids. Maybe little cupcakes with little orange icing. Wouldn't that be nice? Hello, April Gann. Hello, Peg. How are you? Peg says it's a good morning. It's cold and rainy, though, where Peg's from. Janitza. Hello. I'm not a granny yet, but I'm going to be, hopefully, if God will grace me with grandchildren. Donna Donald says, I was at Mississippi Marching Band all day for the past 3 Saturdays. Sat in the rain, got sunburned. This past Saturday was very nice. My granddaughter is in a very superior band, she says. Well, what instrument does she play, Donna? Pretty cool. And how old is she? I'm just curious. Oh, Jaditsa Korea. Hello, Anaya. That's a pretty name. It's a beautiful name. And y'all, we don't have mods on here this morning. So if you see something that, it's got nothing to do with what we're doing here, this is a Monday chat for the Ray channel here. This is where we talk about, we try to anyway, anything but criminal court cases. Just everyday life, just run-of-the-mill stuff. Or things that perhaps we've all been having to deal with, if you want to share a little bit of your privacy. If not, that's good too. Maria P. says, over 200 bags of candy-filled Reese's, Snickers, gum, etc. You ain't been dipping in on the candy, have you, Maria P.? Oh, it's baritone. It's a low brass. Okay, Donna. I bet she's an excellent musician. Hello, Sophia. How are you? So, yes, we're getting ready here in Tennessee. I mean, there's still a big cleanup over in the eastern northern part of our state with the flooding and everything. We didn't actually get a hurricane, but we got the flooding from it. Hello, Norma Guerrera. Skank Hunt 42 says, I have a bass? Well, cool. You know, I always heard that bass players, how you know that someone's a good bass player is to watch their feet tapping up and down on the floor. I just love bass players. Donna Donald says her granddaughter is smart as a whip too, with a figure like Kim Kardashian. We keep that hid. Well, Donna, I guess that goes back. I get what you're saying, but this goes back to what is beautiful and who has taken over that narrative to teach us all what beautiful is. Well, you know, y'all know how I feel. You ain't got to look like Kim Kardashian to look beautiful, but I bet your granddaughter's beautiful. I think beauty comes in all shapes, forms, ages, all of that. I refuse to let the media brainwash me into believing that you've got to have this or this. You've got to be a certain age. You've got to look a certain way in order for anyone to think that you're beautiful. Because there's beautiful people all over the world. And you know why? Because all of you are the only you're ever going to be. And to have that uniqueness is beautiful in and of itself. So Ann Gibson says beauty is in the eye of the beholder. That's true. But when you've got mass media teaching you that you've got to look like this or that, or magazine covers, or anything having to do with media that's trying to say that these women or men, if they don't look like this, then that's not beautiful in the eyes of the person looking at it. Because they're being conditioned over and this is just my opinion. They're being conditioned over and over again that you've got to look like somebody like Kim Kardashian. Or you've got to have the money. Or you've got to have the youth. Or you've got to have this or that. The stardom in order for anyone to look your way. Well, I'll tell you what. Y'all see how silly looking I am. You see my age. You know who I am. Most of you do that are Rays and others. And Mr. Wayne says, I'm the most beautiful woman in the world. And I believe him. I don't think myself that I'm the most beautiful woman in the world. But Mr. Wayne, he says I am, and that's all that matters. Okay. You have to be beautiful inside to be truly beautiful, says Maria P. Betsy Ross says, KJ, I remember your first video you made wearing a suit, walking around the big room. Yes, that was up at the cabins up there. Where was that filmed? That was up in Spencer, Tennessee, near Fall Creek Falls. We have a cabin up there. And it's like you buy into it. There's others. I think there's maybe 15 other people that have cabins around there. And then there's one big, huge room between the cabins, like a meeting place that comes with it. So, no, Betsy Ross, I've never had a desire to be an attorney, but I did take pre-law in college because I was curious. It isn't that I went to college because I wanted to take these classes so that I could have this specific career. I majored in political science, I minored in pre-law, and I double minored in psychology. And so those were just kind of like a mixed bag of things that I was interested in. If I was going to go pay that kind of money to go to college, and it was later on in life. I didn't do the traditional route. When I was young, it wasn't about getting out of high school and going to college back then. I mean, I come from a dirt poor family. And so, back then you just got a job. As a matter of fact, I got my first job when I was 16. Back then, unless I could drive, I wasn't allowed to have a job. And I wanted one at 15, and I had my learner's permit. Back then, the learner's permit, on the test, you had to parallel park. You don't have to do that no more. I mean, I've got 3 sons that never had to do that when they got their driver's license. They've gone on to be adults, ages 25, 30, 32. And, but, if you didn't have a car, there was no, my mom was not going to take me. My father had passed of leukemia cancer when I was 10, so she couldn't take me to work. at 15 or, or 16 or anything like that unless I had a car, and I had to work my butt off to get that car. She was working 2 jobs, raising 6 children. So, it was a different time back then. TC says, beauty shows as you grow and accept being who you are. And that's a very important point, TC. I think that if people, they can do whatever they want to do. It's their life. They have a right to think, feel, be whoever they want to be. The bottom line is that in my life and demonstrating my life, I've got to really care about myself in the humble, right ways. That's just me, though. And so that involves self-care, and I do the best I know how. I've spent many years hating myself, not liking myself, thinking nobody cared anything what I had to say, and not really wanting to say anything because I was so afraid of rejection, and I still get rejected every day. There's always somebody that's going to say something shitty or bad to me, and I don't know who they are, but when it comes to humanity, it hurts me. And I think it's unfortunate that some people want that. They want to see somebody hurt, and perhaps maybe if they can get me to hurt and they can see that on my face or in my words, then maybe it makes them feel, well, oh, they're like me because I'm hurt too. So, and that's just an opinion. I don't know for sure. There's some seething, hateful people in this world. But in my view, I look at it like this. I mean, I'm like, there's a reason people are the way they are. And that's not for me to figure that out. And, I know what's right and what's wrong. And they know what's right and what's wrong. But the difference is they have their own life. They're doing their own thing. They've had their own experiences. And they might have had experiences that I don't know a damn thing about that makes them even more of an educated or I don't know what you would call it. It's more like, just day-to-day living type of experience, which is very valuable. Unless you've been down that road and people say, well, you need to put yourself in other people's shoes. How am I to do that unless a person explains to me? And 9 times out of 10, the things that they would need to explain to me about their life experiences is really too painful or makes them too angry or they have too much resentment or whatever. Because I know, because I've been there. I might be there 10 minutes from now. So I'm not sitting here saying because somebody thinks and feels the way they do, whatever that may be, if I'm going to talk about it, I've been there. Because I'm not going to talk about anything I don't know nothing about. I'm only going to talk about things that I understand, it's called empathy, okay, which is different than sympathy. Because sympathy, I can feel bad I can sympathize with somebody, but I might not have ever had that experience that I'm being sympathetic about to them. Empathy means I've been there, and I'm there like, man, I know how that feels. I've been there too. And, unfortunately, OKJ's put herself through the ringer over the years. I've done stupid shit that I've got to deal with. The consequences of that are widespread. It is what it is. And then there are people that's done things to me that I didn't deserve. And the best thing that I can do is really think about those times, what they did to me. Really get in there, think about it, and then ask God to forgive them and to know that I myself have forgiven them, even if I don't tell them that, and really mean it. It really does bring a sense of peace to do that because it's a waste of freaking time. I've lived it. I've wasted many years blaming other people that absolutely deserved it. And not saying, well, hey, I should have said, well, yeah, they did that. They did it. They hurt me. They did that. But, you know, I'm not going to live thinking about how angry or hurt I am for the rest of my life over what they did. I'm just not going to do it. I'm not going to ignore it, and I'm not going to live in denial about it. But I am going to absolutely acknowledge, you know. Hi, Stacy Moran. Madam August Butterfly says, finally made it. I just sat on the toilet seat and it was left up. Now I feel dirty and violated. Put the seat down, please. What is it, the thing I used to say? It's like, you know, if you ever get into it with someone in your household about pet peeves or things that they do, 9 times out of 10, it's not that they put the roll of toilet paper on the wrong way in your view. It's something bigger than that. That just triggers a person, basically. But that's just a view. Thank you, TC. TC says, oh, that's the worst feeling of falling into the toilet first thing in the morning. Thank you, Stacy. Very sweet of you. I don't take compliments very well, but I appreciate the sentiment behind it. Looney Shroom says, nah, whoever puts it on backwards, talking about the toilet paper, needs taken out back. Take them behind the woodshed, Looney. Take them behind the woodshed. Oh, Madam August Butterfly, you're so sweet. Thank you. Maria P says, avoid evil people. Well, I'll tell you what, Maria P, that's good advice, but sometimes we don't know the meaning behind why people do what they do to hurt us or to say nasty things or do things that they do. Sometimes we don't know if that's just truly evil or they just don't know any different. And so even though it does, y'all have seen it in action. I've went off the deep end on people that's come on here. I'm trying to become a little more disciplined, but you know how that goes. Okay, Jay, I guess I can't help it. Sometimes I can't help it. Donna Donald says, we all need to give grace to mistakes by others when we can. Yeah, because it sets us free. That's not selfish. That's called self-care. If somebody does something, you know, and when I'm sitting here talking about this, y'all, I'm saying it out loud and I'm trying to do it, but I fail, right? But at least I have that frame of thinking that, you know what? I'm just going to give them a pass. I don't know what's going on in the world. I have, you know, all I can do is 2 words. I can be kind. And if I'm met with hatefulness or anger or resentment or trauma or any of those things, it's okay. It really is okay. Sean Smith, my favorite color is blue. Any shade of blue. I like blue. Always did ever since I was a little girl. I used to get mad when I was a kid that I didn't have blue eyes. I've got like a greenish, I got my mother's eyes, but my husband's got the most beautiful blue eyes. But I love all the colors. I do. If you're talking about like colors that you wear, I don't look good in yellow. I don't look good in orange, even though I'm a Tennessee Vols fan, y'all. Really. I mean, I'm buying Tennessee Vols stuff to wear and stuff, and I gotta usually get the dark colors. I like neutral colors because it goes with anything, and I might be wrong. What's interesting about it is, y'all, if I say I don't like yellow on me or orange on me, other people could look at me wearing yellow or orange and say, well, that looks like a really nice color on her. It's all really in what I'm seeing in myself. We think, or at least I think, that I know what colors are okay to wear and what isn't. Speaking of that, fall colors, y'all, we got the oranges and the rust reds and the colors of the leaves. Have you ever wondered the colors of all the different leaves on the trees? How they just can't be duplicated. I mean, if you took one of these companies that make colors for fabrics and they took the leaves off the tree and says, oh, this orangish yellow leaf is so beautiful, let's make that color. They can make it kind of, but it's never as beautiful as when you're looking at a fall tree and that big burst of yellow and orange or red, like the tree leaves are all this deep burnt red color. It's just gorgeous. Well, howdy to you, Samuel. I heard someone say that when someone is being mean instead of being silent, bless them to find their way to a solution to whatever is bothering them. Yeah, I can't see it any other way. If someone that you don't know is going to attack you on social media, what other reason other than there's something going on inside them? Because we have a choice. I have a choice every day to whatever's coming out of my mouth to other people. I have a choice. I can either be positive or negative, or I can be neutral. I can be neutral. But, that is common sense to me. So I don't know. Samuel Pond says blue is true. Stacy, no, I don't do Facebook. I don't do any other social media stuff. I just don't. I'm shocked, and the Rays know. Was it 5 years ago that I started YouTube? I didn't know that, I would continue, and I thought it would be just for one case, and it just kind of branched out from there. I don't know how many, I know there's like millions of YouTube channels, but this YouTube channel does not monetize in terms of I've never made one red cent. Now, I'm sure there are a lot of people that have YouTube channels that don't do the same thing. At least that's what my hope is. Because, the bottom line is this is an open channel. It's almost like a Zoom call to me. I know that sounds silly to you, even kind of a little creepy, but it's like giving back, sharing yourself, not knowing if what you're sharing is really helpful or not. You just do it because, I do it because I just want to share myself. The good, the bad, the ugly. And y'all see this old ugly mug. Leanne Forsberg says, happy Thanksgiving to my fellow Canadians. It's definitely fall here. Samuel Pont says, how is black not a color? Because it's the absence of color. Samuel, I always thought that like black and white, they are per se a color. But for instance, you see all this gray hair? I talked to a beautician who's been cutting hair for over 30 something years, and they say that gray is not even, the gray hair is the loss of pigment, like naturally the pigment in your hair. So I don't know. That's a good question though. That's a good one. Madam August Butterfly says, Paula, enjoy every moment with your dad and y'all's memories. Praying for you. Now, wait a minute. Now, Paula has said something here. Let me see. I can't, I don't know where it's at here. Hello, X-Files. Betsy Ross says, I was born in Memphis. We moved to Atlanta in the 70s. You're more Eastern Tennessee. Yes, I'm Southeastern. That's where I'm at. Good morning, Dave. Black in ink, be a mix of magenta, yellow, and cyan. Rich black, says Donna Donald. Yeah, I understand that, Dee. I don't have any mods, so it's really not. I mean, if any of y'all want to click on that and report that, that would help me out. All you have to do is stick your finger on there, and if more than one of you report them, they'll get booted. Thank you, TC. I think I don't understand why people do it. I think they do it. I don't know. I don't know why they do it. I mean, there's many possibilities why they do it. It sure isn't a positive reason. Let's just say it, generally speaking. Abby says, Canada representing today. Morning all. Yes, J-Dub. J-Dub says it. You can click on their name and ban them. And if for nothing else, if you click on there and report them, you don't have to see it again. I don't care to see it. It's gonna show up. That's the only fault I have with YouTube, is that they'll just allow anyone. See, I wouldn't even have this on public. I would have it on private for the Rays and others that have been with me for over 5 years. But then there are people that pop in and out that I do know that are good people that they're not subscribers or anything like that, which y'all know I don't care either way over the subscriptions. I never have, never will. Thank you, Maria P. Well, John, if you've been to a witch doctor, more power to you. Okay, I don't believe in any of that stuff. Sean Smith says, I live in Massachusetts. Thank you, Norman Guerrero. It has, Betsy Ross. It's been several years, hasn't it? Y'all seen the evolution, especially me getting old. Sadly, people have a problem. Just got to pray for them. That's right, X-Files. And just leave it at that. Now, let's change the subject, because KJ's the reason that we were even focusing on the trolls or the people that want to come on here. Tell me what's going on. Tell me what is going on in your life. This is Monday. We don't have any content per se that's ready to go. Monday is just a day for the Rays and others to get together, talk to one another, see how everyone's doing. Say what's on your mind that you feel like you want to. Betsy Ross says, fall is so beautiful up there in Massachusetts. Leanne Forsberg says, turkey dinner. Donna Donald says, I was waiting for the crime board for the longest time. I would love to see one on the daybills. Good that you brought that up. Remember, y'all, when we first started this, I was like doing a crime board. Me and some friends were doing crime boards. We had done it on the Jodi Arias, and we decided to do it again. And I'm like, I'm going to be one up on my competition. So that's when I decided to make a YouTube channel. And I started doing all that. I got with the Rays about it. It just don't seem like it was yesterday. But I get what you're saying, Donna. I did. I absolutely started doing all that, the yarn, the string, and all that. And then what happened? It became personal. I met Kresha and everything just started coming out. And I thought, how could I, in good faith conscience, say that because I'm in competition with others to make a crime board and that money was involved? How can I do that ethically? So I stopped doing it. But I get you, and I'm sorry it didn't happen, Donna. Tastefully Frugal says, I don't catch many lies. Been watching you for years and enjoy your perspective. I'm enjoying yard sale season and football. Yes. Oh, Tastefully Frugal. My mother used to take my grandfather, her father, yard selling. And when I would visit, she'd take us yard selling. She always had to buy something, even if she didn't need it. I love yard sales, y'all. And I would love to have one, and I was thinking about having one sometime this fall, but with everything that's going on, Wayne's surgery's coming up December the 6th. I've got a surprise that I'm going to be sharing with y'all real soon. Please forgive me that I can't share it now. I want to do it the right way, but it's a really cool surprise in terms of my life and what's going on. But I will share it, I promise. TC says, I'm painting my outdoor furniture a light antique faded blue. It looks so nice against my blue house with white trim and gardening with my Chihuahua Roman, my little protector. RSP7A1 or AL or A1. I was bullied before, and now I'm seriously traumatized. Do you know how to get rid of this trauma? Well, first and foremost, I would say if it's possible, and some people can't, seek some therapy or professional help. If that's out of the question and you can't do it, I mean, sometimes it only takes a few sessions. They like an hour long. You just spill out how hurt you are and everything. I've been to therapy. I've been traumatized. I had some things happen in my childhood up into my young teen years and stuff, even back in 2007 when I developed PTSD. So, the bottom line is that's my go-to. If you can get professional help, you should do that. But if you're not able to do that, what I have done in my life when it comes to my trauma, and I've had some pretty bad things happen, is I got to remember that, that's something that's going on inside of me, kind of look at it like that and say, how can I get that out of there? How can I get that out of there in healthy, positive ways? You got to have an awareness. You got to really see it for what it is. You got to put your thumb down on it and say, you know what? Every time I think about this trauma, it either gives me a panic attack or it makes me angry. I don't want to be around people. I'm scared it's going to happen again, or whatever it is. And realize that trauma can hold you back from living your best life. And I know this is going to sound silly to you, but you asked me, and you might not take my advice. But sit down, take out a piece of paper and a pencil or a pen, and write out how it makes you feel. You know what it is that traumatized you. Write it out, how it makes you feel. I'm angry. It hurts me. I'm scared. I'm fearful, whatever it is. And then as you got that on that paper, you say, what can I do to thwart that? What can I do to thwart that? And here's an example. If you're afraid that it's going to happen again, or you're afraid of the rejection, in my case, it was rejection, it was more than just someone saying, I reject you. Okay, I'll just leave it at that. I think to myself, okay, who is going to live their life knowing that someone has caused this, and I don't know that it's a person that's caused your trauma, so I'm just speaking for myself. Who's going to live their life knowing that person caused that in me, and that they're going to win that, in that it's going to mess up the quality of my life and the way I view the world and everything else? Does that person really have that much power and control over me? And that's when you start, well, in my case, you start to do a little meditative stuff. Now, I don't know if you believe in religion or anything. I don't consider myself religious. I consider myself a child of God. I'm saved by grace through Jesus Christ. Now, I know what it took for me. My relationship with my God really helped a lot. But aside from that, because I understand people don't all believe the same thing. Some people are atheists, agnostics. There are people on here that don't believe in God that I love dearly. And I can understand why they believe the way they do. They have a right to believe the way they want to. So if you're going to put that aside, which is priority one for me, I've got to absolutely pray and meditate. But if you want to take the prayer out of it and the whole connotation of God or Jesus or any kind of religion for that matter, meditate. Close your eyes, get still, unhook from social media, radio, TV, get very quiet. Give yourself 10 minutes, okay? Just 10. 10 minutes. I mean, if it works, it works. If it don't, it don't. I'm telling you. Give yourself 10 minutes and start to visualize the release. You're releasing it, and you're not going to take it back. And you might successfully release that trauma, but it might come right back within an hour or a day or a week. But then what you do is you take those terrible feelings and you start to meditate and you think of good things. Think of something you love. Think about a beautiful blue sky, or if you have a fur baby, or you've got a loved one. And if you're all alone, even if you're all alone, there are things in your life that give you a sense of peace. Because folks, make no mistake, when the rubber meets the pavement, whether it's trauma, whether it's rejection, whether it's anger, whether it's resentment, fear, whatever it is, it can pass. This too shall pass. Whatever it is, it can absolutely be replaced with a good thought. And it's all about developing that habit of every time you think about that trauma, think about something. Make yourself think about that beautiful kitten of yours, or the leaves falling off the trees, or the ocean's waves, or whatever it is that you find peace in. Those moments where you're like, man, when I think about that, I'm not thinking about nothing else, and it relieves me, gives me a sense of peace, even if it's for a moment. Because make no mistake, y'all, one moment of peace sure does make up for all the bullshit and all the stuff that goes on in OKJ's mind day to day about how I've been hurt, how people have hurt me. I'm fighting chronic depression. I've got PTSD. But ultimately, that's called a cognitive behavioral therapy. All right, let me say it again. Cognitive behavioral therapy. I learned this in a therapist's office. And it's really taking that moment where you're fixing to, oh God, I'm thinking about what happened to me, and it's just really affected me. That behavior is, you're fixing to think about that bad thing, or you're thinking about it and it starts to make you feel bad. That's a behavior. And then taking that and saying, what am I going to do? What am I going to do? Because I'm habitually thinking about what happened to me. And it was just a vicious cycle. Well, something's got to stop that shit. And the only thing to stop that is a positive feeling, thought, visualizing that, and laying it over top of it. And stop. I get phone calls. I mean, you got to find out what works best for you. Ultimately, across the board, if there's any way at all that you can get to see a therapist, that is the best thing. Or you could get in a group, or join a club. If you'll type it in, there are people that, have like groups of people online that talk about their trauma. They got talk therapy. They've got all kinds of things. PC says animals and children are so much fun to be around and make me laugh and feel young and optimistic. Their outlook is always so positive. Donna Donald says, TC, my rescue pup is about to kill me. She's really hard-headed. Crazy dog. I need head doctor for a fact. Here's some good advice. Maria P says, music helps as well. Yes. You know, you can take, again, I don't know what people have got trauma for. That's none of my business. But I will say this, my heart absolutely goes out to anyone, and it's valid. It is absolutely valid that trauma can mess up a quality of life for people. So I'm with you. I mean, don't, people are like, well, if thinking about that is causing you disruption, depression, trauma, and all that. No, you got to think about it. You got to, because it's still going to be there. Subconsciously, it's going to cause you to perhaps not make friends, or, you want to say something, and you don't say it, and you don't know why. Fred Hinkle says, try living it. And I guess that could mean a lot of different things. Cindy Bullock says, Donna, my brother got to rescue Jack Russell. She keeps them on their toes. Yes. Yes, Lee. And when you say Wayne's humor helps, do your best to surround yourself with, or at least have one friend who you can laugh with, or something positive, some good things coming out. And if you're completely alone, you still can decide what it is you're going to watch on social media or television or listen to on the radio. Yeah, but I'm also a big proponent that, I think it's important to surround yourself with people that care, that actually have a heart. And sometimes that's hard to find. But I'm not going to shy away from people that, what is it, y'all? Confirmation bias. People, if they don't think the way I think, or if they're not as positive as, to help me along or whatever, sometimes you got to hear those trolls to realize how good I've actually got it, and others on here have got it. When you got people that come on this channel or any channel and just talk their smack and say mean and hateful things, it's a reminder to me that I have a lot of people in my life that actually do care, that are sincere, and they want to be kind. Because if it was all about surrounding yourself with good people all the time, that's good, right? But you've got, you get to where, well, I get to where it's like you stop having an awareness of, you know what? I'm so happy that I've got it good, that I'm around people that are positive and stuff. You get to where you become complacent, because human beings, they do that. So sometimes, KJ needs to see the total opposite of what it is that I'm seeking happen and demonstrated in order for me to say, yep, there's got to be a measurement there, right? TC says, after being told I was going to die and then I survived cancer, nothing can bring me down. I feel strong and don't waste any time on negativity. Well, there you go, y'all. I guess that'd be another way to think about it. Think about the struggles. Think about the things that have really, really brought you down in your life that you either had to accept and move forward with, or basically what it comes down to this is, y'all, tell me this isn't a fact. Today, right in this moment, okay? No matter where you've been, no matter what you're dealing with today, right in this moment, you've made it 100% in your life, okay? That's That's a fact. So, some of y'all might say, I got a crappy life. Everything in the world's going wrong. Well, you're dealing with it. You're living it. You're not dead. Yeah, you're living it. Stephanie Willis says, I protect my peace. And I really think that's what it's about, y'all. No matter what it is. People think they want this or this or this or this. I think, and this is just an opinion, that inner peace is really the goal. And real inner peace. Donna Donald says, my life is a comedy of errors. TC says, if something makes me feel bad, I go the other way. No time. I wish whatever seems bad, peace and hope, the best for that, and look at what makes me feel good. And let me just clarify that comment for me, because I agree with that. But to me, there is fleshly good, what makes my flesh feel good, and what makes my spirit feel good. But that's just me. What would be your advice for your younger self, says Jana Yaser. Wow, that's a pretty profound question. I guess if, this whole thing about if I had to do it all over again, I just don't think that even though I've been through what I've been through, again, I've caused a lot of it and then other people caused it to me and I didn't deserve it. But I wouldn't change a thing because, metaphorically speaking, I feel like my sin, and I'm talking about things that were doing nothing but being self-destructive, okay, had me metaphorically chained to the ground where I couldn't get up. And I feel like all those terrible things that either I caused or someone else caused, I have to look at it, metaphorically speaking, as a refinement process, like taking raw metal, putting it through a furnace of adversity, sin, whatever it was, badness, evilness, whatever, and coming out as a precious metal. And I don't say that to puff myself up. Oh, KJ, she's like a precious metal, like gold. No, it's just a way to look at it, to be able to see that, I could have easily just, I could have given up, y'all. And there were times earlier in my life where I didn't want to live. Okay? Yes. Okay, Jay had those suicidal thoughts. But I got away from that. I asked God to help me, and he did. But, I could have just left it at that, let it just totally destroy me, never do anything to make it better for myself. But I found a way through my faith in Jesus Christ. Other people, they find ways, however that is for them. Dalton says, my health is bad, and I think I'm going to be lucky to live to 65. Well, Dalton, I pray that your health will see you through many, long years left. It's hard for me to know what to say to something like that. But you're here, Dalton. Not just on this channel, but you're here on this earth. And that's a good thing. That's a good thing. Even if you don't feel like you have anything to contribute to this life. Well, how about this? Try this on for size. Contribute to your life for yourself in good and humble and healthy ways. Take care of you, because the old saying, if you can't take care of you, you ain't going to be able to be good for nobody else. And, some people say, well, KJ, that doesn't apply to me because I'm all alone and there's nobody that I can be good for. Trust me, y'all. In my faith, in my belief, even if you're all alone, you can contribute something good, something positive in this life. And you don't have to know what that is. OKJ don't know 99% of the time what it is that I could have done anything to help anyone or do anything positive. And I thank God for that. Because you know what would happen if I knew every damn time that I did anything good at all? What that would do to me as the human being that I am, I'd sit there and pat myself on the shoulder, and that's the last damn thing I need to do. I need to stay humble, and I got to work on it. And I fail, and I fail, and I fail every single day. But you know what, y'all? Awareness is half the battle. It's half the battle. And the fact that I have an awareness, or anyone else would have an awareness of these topics of whether it's trauma or positive or negative feelings, self-care and all that, the fact that anyone would have an awareness is a miracle to me. It's a miracle. Because there are, y'all, I've seen it demonstrated, people that walk around every day, they don't know anything about what's going on in here. And they don't care. They absolutely don't care. Betsy Ross is telling Dalton diet can do a lot. I have a friend with kidney failure. It stopped progressing when he stopped all sugar, nothing processed. It's been 2 years. Yes, I mean, there are absolutely. Betsy Ross makes a great point. Y'all, look at me. I love bacon. I love damn anything, ham. I love red meat. I love anything that's deep fried. And I can sit here and I can confess to y'all, I don't dang eat right. I don't. I love what I eat. And, could that be considered stepping out in front of a bus, just waiting for me to die of a heart attack or whatever? I know. I mean, I know. I know what my faults are. I know that I could do better. But I don't. Hello, What Die says, hello, Grandma. Again, people call me Granny, Grandma, old lady, all kinds of stuff. I've not yet got grandchildren. I have 3 adult sons with no prospect at all of them walking down the aisle with anybody, and I want grandchildren, but I'm going to leave that in God's hands, okay? I'm 53 years old, and I am happy in my own skin, and I pray that you're happy in your skin. Where do I live? What do I live in Tennessee? Where do you live? TC says, I need to move back to Mississippi and grow a big garden like my grandmother would. It'd be ideal to me. Yeah, I really try what I do. I try to live to be happy. I do, but it's not something that's easy for me. There was several years where it was where you had to fake it to make it. If any of y'all understand that, sometimes you got to rework those messed up circuits in the head, replace bad habits or just bad behaviors. Be conscientious enough to try to see something positive, whether it's through meditation or doing something positive to replace that bad behavior. Cindy Bullock says, the deer eat my garden. I love them. What I says, are you going to tell us about your energetic life exercising? All right. Okay. Well, Mr. Wayne and I go fishing a lot. I do get out here in the yard. But if anybody thinks that I've got a membership at a freaking gym, you got another thing coming. I've got this beautiful, I live out here in the county here in Tennessee. I'm 20 minutes from the nearest store, okay? I live out here in Bunland. And I could walk anywhere I want. Now, I do walk on the property, and I do yard work and things like that, but good point there, What Die. KJ could do more exercising. Because as I grow older, I'm losing muscle mass. I'm getting old fat belly because I love to eat. Donna Donald says, she's talking to What Die. We are a true crime community that supports victims and their families with justice through understanding. And justice through understanding means whatever it means to each and every person on this channel. RAY stands for Research, Analysis, and You. Because you are the only you that you're ever going to be. And I honor that. I honor that. Lena Howery says, love from Tazewell, Virginia. I'm doing good. We weren't able to have children, says Betsy Ross, but one of my 6 nieces and nephews, only one has a child, and they are mid-20s and 30s, successful. Young people just aren't getting married and having families. What's going on? Well, it sure ain't the time that I grew up in. And just to reemphasize this, I keep tabs on the demographics of this channel. We have mostly older women. We do have some older men, and younger women, but for the most part, they're older women on this channel. And I consider that a value of wisdom. Our life experiences, whatever they may be, have really taught me a lot. And so I feel blessed about the whole thing. I feel like Olivia Newton-John. Let's get physical, physical. I want to get physical. Let's get into physical. Let me hear your body talk. Your body talk. Let me hear your body talk. Oh, yeah, like I'm going to put on a freaking pair of leg warmers and tights. And oh, y'all would laugh your ass off if y'all saw me in a aerobic outfit. Zumba queen. Y'all thought I also have that Zumba video way back. Oh yeah, I got my adult son to go with me to Zumba with the hopes, that he would meet some girl there, and we did a dancing queen, na na na. It's on this channel. KJ went to Zumba. W1LL, I guess Will, I guess that's how you want it said. You remind me of my auntie. She's lovely, and so are you. You're so sweet. Thank you so much. I absolutely appreciate that. Stephanie Willis says, don't forget the headband and wristbands. And I'm going to wear the little friendship beads on the little, the little safety pin there that you used to put on your shoe. It is a crazy day when Jesus bots attack KJ for sincerity of belief. It's okay, Donna Donald. It's just a reminder. It absolutely helps me. When people attack me, it helps me. It does. It makes me really feel deep in my heart a sense of peace that I'm blessed, that I know there are people out here that care just as much for me as I do them, because there are other people that show that extreme other side, and I can look at it and say, gosh. The law says don't gain the world and lose your soul. Wisdom is better than silver or gold. Emancipate yourselves from mental slavery. None but ourselves can free our minds. That's beautiful. Thank you for sharing that. Silvercraft Studio says, who left their freaky granny here? I did. And I'm not a granny yet. But I'll tell you what, I'll be your granny, Silvercraft Studio. I'll be anyone's grandma. When I do become a grandmother, if God allows it, I want to be a mama. So if people are going to call me granny or grandma, try to do it with the mama. And it's MAW, MAW. Yes, Cindy. When people attack, it says a lot about them, and that's sad. Because y'all, I mean, we only have one life to live. And I want to always be honest and sincere with people so that they can really say, you know what? First, first glance, the way that this, just first impressions of KJ, she's down to earth. I mean, I don't have to fake it till I make it today. I did years ago because I didn't even know my butt from a hole in the ground on my own emotional, mental state. But it's nice, y'all. It's nice to be reminded. It's nice to be reminded that there are good people in this world. Instead of focusing in on the people that want to attack and cause people issues, I guarantee you this. These people that go out here and say these nasty, mean things to other people, they don't know them, first of all. But if they did, and they knew what old KJ's been through or others that they've attacked have been through, maybe they wouldn't care even then. But I guarantee you this. After saying mean and nasty things to someone who's been through traumatic experiences in their life, let them try on that shoe. See how they would be able to get through it. TC says, I know all my neighbors. We sit outside watching the kids and pets talk about whatever. I found KJ and Nana when I found Crush's channel. Unimaginable loss brought us together to find understanding. That's beautiful there. I want to say this, though, y'all, in closing. It's not up to me or you or anyone else to define how people think, feel, or who they are or anything like that. All I can do is go by people's words and behaviors. But even then, some people talk that way to keep people from getting to know them because they're in so much trauma or pain emotionally. So I understand what defense mechanisms are, and it keeps that person feeling safe to be able to attack someone else. They, in their own psyche and everything, when they attack someone, something calms them in that. Well, let me just tell you this in closing. You don't have to live that way. You don't have to. There's other ways to feel safe. There's other ways to take on, head on your trauma and be able to put it in the rearview mirror. I don't have all the answers, but I guarantee you this, whether you believe or not, God has all the answers. God is perfect. So I hope all of y'all have a great Monday. Remember, some of y'all in the eastern side of the United States and maybe in other states, the frost is coming in, at least here by Wednesday. Get those plants out. Make sure that everything is winterized. We've got to winterize our boat and RV at some point, but we're still got another week down at Normandy. The 22nd of November to the 29th is our last week before, winter hits and all that, our last fishing trip. So anyway, I hope all of y'all take care. Have a great day. Know that KJ's thinking about all of you. And I'm praying for the ones that have continued to spread their kindness and sincerity. But I'm also praying for the ones that don't want to do that. They want to do something other than that. And that's their business. They do whatever the hell they want to do. I just pray for them. I pray for them because, you know what, y'all? Even the people that spread the bad things and say the bad things and attack other people, I guarantee you something inside of them can change this world for such a good reason and such a good positive way. But it's not up to me to get that out of them or anyone else. Only God can do that. So I hope y'all have a great day. I love you all. You know I do. And keep on looking.